In today's world, where the pace of life is constantly accelerating, taking care of health becomes a priority. Many people believe that to stay healthy as they age, they need to move more, stay active, and never stop. However, what if your well-being depends on more than just the number of steps you take or the speed you move? What if something else is much more important to you? If you are 70, 80, or even older, it may be time to rethink your approach to life and health. My name is William. When I was a student at the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine, I learned the most important aspects for a happy old age. Hopefully, some of you will really find these simple but effective tips helpful. Today, we're going to talk about what's really important for your physical and mental health, as well as your peace of mind. We often hear the call these days, move more, don't give up, fight age. But what if that's not always the best way? What if slowing down, being mindful, and learning to live in harmony with yourself and the world around you can bring you much more joy and fulfillment than an endless race for achievement? I recently spent a day at my beloved grandmother's house. She was in her 90s, and although her body had grown weaker, her spirit was filled with the wisdom she had accumulated over the years. He sat in her chair by the window, holding a cup of fragrant tea, and gazed lovingly at the blossoming trees in the garden that she herself had once planted. I sat down next to her and asked, "Grandma, how do you feel looking at all this beauty?" She smiled warmly, and her eyes shone with a special light. "You know, when I was younger, it seemed to me that life was an endless race. I always tried to do everything, to build a career, to create a family, to bring up children, to organize a house. But now I realize that the happiest and most valuable moments in my life were exactly when I stopped, when I just sat, watched, listened, loved, and felt. All the good and important things in life happen just when you stop rushing and start appreciating every moment." She shared her priceless wisdom with me that has stayed in my heart forever. It was simple, yet profound and important advice that helped her live a happy and fulfilling life in her venerable years. Today, I want to share with you these 5 simple yet very effective rules that she passed on to me. Pay particular attention to the 5th rule. This is the real key to harmony and inner peace, which will help you find true happiness and fulfillment. But before we get to these rules, I want to ask you one important question. Have you ever felt that life is rushing by too fast and you are wasting precious energy on things that don't really bring you true happiness and fulfillment? My wise grandmother's first rule is to slow down. She often said, by slowing down, you begin to see and notice things that you used to just miss when you were constantly in a hurry. Try to visualize, if only for a moment, that you don't have to rush or hurry anywhere anymore. In the morning, instead of immediately grabbing your phone or starting to do things, just sit by the window with a cup of aromatic tea or coffee. Feel the pleasant aroma of the drink. Look at the sky. Watch the waking nature. Just be here and now, in this moment. When you slow down, you automatically enter a state of mindfulness. You begin to notice all the beauty and splendor that surrounds you everywhere. You hear the sounds of nature. You see the sincere smiles of loved ones. You begin to better understand your own thoughts and feelings. Life becomes much deeper and fuller when you live it slowly, consciously, and with pleasure. The second rule is to find joy and happiness in the simplest things. My grandmother often shared with me her simple but very effective secret. Sometimes I just sit in the garden and watch the sunlight playing on the green leaves, the birds singing, the flowers blooming. It brings me much more happiness and fulfillment than I could have ever imagined. You too can start small and simple. Try to find at least 3 things each day that genuinely make you happy and fill your life with positive emotions. It can be the warmth of a sunbeam on your face, a pleasant taste of a freshly cooked dish, an interesting conversation with a person dear to you, or even just a minute of peace and quiet. Record these moments in a notebook or diary so that in difficult times when you feel sad or lonely, you can always reread these notes and remind yourself that happiness is always with you. You just need to be able to notice it. The third important piece of advice is to learn to let go of the past. My grandmother often said, "I realized that carrying around old resentments, regrets, or guilt is like carrying a heavy suitcase that you no longer need and only prevents you from moving forward. Let it all go, and you'll immediately feel incredibly light and free." Ask yourself honestly, what exactly is holding you back from the past? What thoughts, emotions, or memories are taking up your precious energy and preventing you from living a fulfilling life in the present? Perhaps it's fear of an uncertain future, regrets about mistakes made in the past, or even unreasonable expectations that you failed to realize. Buddhism teaches us that letting go is not a weakness, but instead is an act of liberation and an expression of inner strength. Allow yourself to be at peace with what has already happened. Accept your past experiences and feel the tension and heaviness gradually disappear from your life. The fourth tip to help you stay healthy and find happiness is gratitude. Every evening as the day comes to a close, take a few minutes to remember at least 3 things you are truly grateful for. It can be absolutely anything: a delicious and nutritious meal, support and care from a friend, the comfort and warmth of your home, the opportunity to see, hear, feel, and just live. My grandmother often said, "When I give thanks for all the good things I have in my life, I feel my soul fill with warmth, light, and love." Practicing gratitude helps us to see our lives for what they truly are: full, abundant, and beautiful, despite all the challenges and trials. Even in our most difficult and darkest moments, gratitude can restore our joy, peace, and faith in the best. Finally, the fifth, most important, and valuable tip to help you stay healthy and find true happiness is to make time for inner silence. My grandmother often told me, "Silence is not emptiness at all. It is the precious time and space when you can finally hear yourself, your true wants and needs." Try taking at least a few minutes every morning or evening, depending on your routine, to meditate or just be quiet. It's not difficult at all. Sit in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and just breathe, deeply and quietly. Feel the air fill your lungs and then slowly move out of them. In this moment, you are connecting with your inner self, your soul. Buddhist teachings tell us that true peace, harmony, and happiness come only from within. When you find that inner stillness and learn to listen to yourself, you stop being dependent on the outside world, on other people's opinions, and on fleeting circumstances. You begin to feel that happiness is already inside you. and you don't need to look for it somewhere outside. We live in a world where hurry and constant busyness have become the norm of life. From early childhood, we are taught that success comes only to those who work hard, constantly do something, and never stop at what they have achieved. But ask yourself an honest question. Does this constant activity and striving for endless achievements really make you happier and healthier? As we age, our body starts asking for more rest and care. But our mind, accustomed to the frantic pace, still strives for the same speeds and loads. And instead of enjoying this beautiful period of life, many people begin to feel guilty about not doing enough or not keeping up with the times. Whether you are 70, 80, or even 90, it is the right time to slow down, stop, and discover a whole new, calmer, and more harmonious way to live each day. These 5 simple but very effective rules based on ancient Buddhist teachings can completely change your perception of your life, your health, and your happiness. They teach us to slow down, rejoice in the simple things, let go of the past, give thanks for the present, and find peace and harmony within ourselves. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends and family. Your support means the world to me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos on health, longevity, and quality of life. I will regularly post useful tips and recommendations to help you stay active and energetic at any age. And of course, I'm always happy to hear your comments. Tell me which of these habits you already practice and which ones you would like to incorporate into your life. Share your stories and experiences, because together we can inspire each other to live healthier lives. Thank you for joining me. See you in the new videos.